Very good morning, Dean. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. And how's the day going?
Very busy. Got a lot of busy work right now.
Oh,
Got
right.
to,
Yeah, it's Monday.
orders. I've got to make sure they go out the door. Make sure that my vendors' pricing is correct, and in a lot of cases, just trying to find the product that my client wants. You know, like I have a client that wants a 6-foot wall wreath and with multicolored lights on, and
Okay.
there's only one supplier that brings those in. So now you're trying to make sure you can lock that down, and then you go back to my client saying, you need to make a commitment on this. And at the same time, she's probably trying to find 3 or 4 bids, you know? So it's kind of a pain in the rear end. So the good thing is I got my water problem fixed here.
Thank you, for sharing some time for us today.
Oh, well, when you don't have running water from Monday through Friday, things that you get used to, and all of a sudden you don't have it, it's a big difference. So anyway, that's only going to cost me an arm and a leg to get that. I have to
Okay.
replace the flooring in 2 of my bedrooms from damage.
Okay, Dean. Tell us something about Nida Lighting.
Well, I started this company in 1988. I actually bought a franchise in a company called Decor, which is a very big company now out on the West Coast of California. In fact, I was one of the original franchisees, and doing full service in decorating homes in Columbus, Ohio. And from there, I've gone through different variations of my company, from doing full service to doing full service and repping a line of commercial decorations, to reducing full service and manufacturing decorations, to doing no full service whatsoever, and repping several lines of Christmas lighting companies. And so that's kind of where we are now. We don't manufacture anything anymore. We buy either from manufacturers here in the States, importers here in the States, or we're having stuff manufactured in China right now, and we are bringing some products in from China as well. So that's kind of where we are. So this will be our 35th season.
Wow.
They'll say, "Oh, you're in the Christmas business. How much fun is that?" And it's like, it's like any business. You're trying to sell a commodity to somebody, and in a lot of cases, they're out there looking for who's going to give them the best price. And so that's always going to be the issue, is price. And then after that, it's, service. And I've been able to stay in business strictly because I'm well connected with a lot of different companies. If I don't have a product, I know where to get it in most cases. And so a lot of the businesses that I work with, and especially cities, if the purchasing department isn't controlling everything to where it's going out for a bid, they will be just, "Hey, I need this. Can you get this for me?" They don't want to have to. Yeah, they're doing something else. And so anyway, between all that, I've been able to stay in business all this time.
Okay. Okay, Dean. Well, it sounds amazing. It sounds like a very huge business you are running, and you're handling things on your own.
Yeah, I am. I've gone from having as many as 20 employees to me. I sub anything out to anybody that, for example, if I do have an installation that someone wants to have done, I have some people that I use here in Sarasota that will do the installation for me. But I don't really go out and pursue doing installations. I'm 72 years old now, and
Wow.
that's just very frustrating. Installation is a very stressful aspect of this industry, because you've got a very short period of time to put up Christmas lights. And so unless you're a big company and you can take someone, for example, if you're a landscape company and you're doing people's mowing their grass and trimming their shrubs and all that stuff, and you can take and make the change over to Christmas, that's one thing. But most of these companies revolve over trying to Well, I started, I've had a website for quite some time. And that website has gone through all kinds of people working for us. So, offering search engine optimization, and they were going to do all these things. And the reality of it is, it's been hard to find a good company that you can trust that are going to do things. Okay, that's the one thing I will say about you guys. When I talk about easy marketing, I'm really talking about you and the other women who I've worked with easy marketing, who have done a very good job. Okay, I don't talk to the people in California. Okay, never. Never get a call from them. I strictly talk with you and the other ladies that have worked with me. And you guys have done a good job, okay? But I'll tell you a story on my website, okay? And to advance it, okay? And it was kind of funny because when I went into their office, they had all this Indian stuff all over their office. Now, when I say Indian, I'm talking about American Indian, okay? Like, woo, 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 that kind of Indian. And so I went with these people, and I gave them access to my website and everything else. Next thing I know, they're gone.
Okay.
They moved out of Columbus in the middle of the night, pretty much. And next thing I know, they're popping up out in Arizona. And I'm trying to talk with these people, and okay, about what's going on my website. Well, let me talk with you people. This, no, that's totally different. The people don't need to talk to you, and this and that and the other. So finally, I started investigating these people, and I find out that, first of all, the address they have is a UPS box number in Arizona,
Okay.
and their phone numbers are all coming out of Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And I started investigating the people who are involved in it, and the majority of these people have really no IT background at all.
Okay.
And it goes to the extent that the one lady that basically sold me on the idea of using her company, she died in a tent ritual. You know what a tent ritual is? Like a big Indian tent or a big tent thing, and they put all these people inside this thing. It's like a big sweat box. And with steam and everything else. Well, this woman dies, and people I've known people who have done this, and it's dangerous. And well, this woman died in it. Okay, so this whole group of people are worshiping some Indian maiden. Okay. It was the craziest thing. I could not get my website. At the time, I wasn't the only person they were taking advantage of. These people were actually advertising on local TV in the mornings, and they end up I think they owed some people some money, and they just left in the middle of the night without ever paying the people that they owed money to. So that was the craziest thing. Honestly, it was crazy. I couldn't. They wouldn't talk to me about what was going on. And the one woman who was my contact with basically had been a restaurateur, a chef or something. She knew nothing about the internet and the IT. It was not a good situation. So I've gone the gamut, from who's doing what for us.
How did you come to know about us, about Easy Marketing Tech?
Well, I would say you guys, somebody from your company on the West Coast of California called me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I ended up going with you guys. I can assure you it wasn't through an email or any other form. It wasn't from a text. Okay, so they solicited me through a phone call.
Okay. And Dean, if I may know, what were the issues you were facing, before signing up with us for your website?
Well, I was just trying to find a company that I could rely on that would do, put forth the efforts to necessarily move my keywords forward, as far as making more of a presence on the internet. You guys came along, and I went with you. You were reasonably priced, and I could cancel anytime I wanted, which was another good thing. I wasn't stuck with a 1-year contract where I was going to be paying someone to do nothing for a year. So, and I wasn't going to have someone who was going to railroad my website away from me. Okay. So that's the reason why I ended up going with you guys.
Okay. Okay, Dean. And if you would like us to know, like, how was your experience with Easy Marketing Tech, as you can compare the other SEO companies with?
Well, we all want something for nothing, right? So, you know, the cost on what I'm paying you, I validate that as what would it cost me to hire an individual and put them in my office and do the same things that you guys do. And realistically, what my relationship with you guys is cost efficient, and you do a very good job. So that's one of the reasons why I've continued to stay with you guys from that standpoint.
Okay.
Is that even as a small business owner, sometimes that $300 that I'm paying on a monthly basis might come at a time when I wish I kept that $300. But overall, it's been, I think, a pretty good relationship. I get calls constantly or texts from companies or emails that some other company has looked at my website and they're going to make all these changes and they'll do all this and they'll do all that. And I look at it as, you know, if you could do all that, then you'd have all that business. You wouldn't be looking for me, you know. And overall, you know, I think you guys have done a good job. I mean, as far as especially you. See, my main objective is to try and put my website to where it's a very visible site. And make my company worth a whole lot more than what it's worth right now. And I think you guys are doing a pretty good job of helping me get there.
Thank you.
What I would probably say is sometimes services, people don't know what services everybody can do. Okay.
Yes.
So therefore, you know, somebody could say, for example, just off the top of my head, someone would say, well, why didn't you use me? I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't you tell me you do that? Okay. And so that's the one thing I would say, you know, with easy marketing is that you guys need to make sure that all your clients know all the different things you can do. For example, I've got a son that I've been trying to get to change pricing for me on my website on the big commerce. And it's just been, you know, one minute he's going to do it, the next minute he got a pay raise. So now he's off and running, you know, because he's got money again. And so that's one of those situations where I can either bring someone in here to do that kind of work for me, or I could possibly transfer that to you guys, and you guys start changing pricing on the website.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that would be like, what different services can you guys offer that I may not even know about? Okay. And so that would be the one thing I would say about easy marketing is listing to all your clients everything that you guys have the capabilities of doing, because that is where I think you can grow your market share. Okay. And that everybody's doing different things. And the reality of it is, at least in the United States, getting people that will work for you is hard to do. Getting people that work for you part-time is next to impossible. So you guys are in a key position where you can actually start to really make yourself even more valuable to smaller businesses who they need that help, but they don't want to hire people or they can't hire people. And so I'm probably going to start turning to you guys for other things as soon as you start telling me other things that you can do.
So, Dean, like in terms of reliability and trust, how much would you want to rate us?
On reliability and trust? Well, here's my rating for most search engine optimization companies is 0. I don't trust them. I think they all come in and they're all going to take your website and do wonderful things with it, or, oh, I looked at your website and there's all these different things that are wrong and we can make it right and this, that, and the other. And I have very little confidence in and most search engine optimization companies. Okay, now you guys, I would put you guys at least at an 8, and that's a high rating considering the things that I've gone through in the last 29, 30 years. Okay, I've seen it all, and so if I put you guys that high, that means I think you're pretty darn good.
It's a big thing for us. Okay,
Yeah,
Dean.
you guys
Any one special word you want to say about Easy Marketing Tech? Anything? Any special verbiage you want to mention?
Well, I would say that you and Amita, the contacts that I've had with Easy Marketing have been very, very good. I'll rate you guys 10. Okay, so and especially you've done a wonderful job. You deserve, people need to know that you've done a wonderful job. Sometimes you drive me nuts because it's like, oh, come on, Dean, do this, or you've done this, and so I'm trying to do all these different things, juggling all these balls, and there you are. Hey, did you get this done? Hey, did you see this? And even though at times it's like, oh God, I'm gonna have to do this, you drive the train, instead of sitting back and it's like, if you don't hear from me, hey, that's good. No, you're not that way. If you don't hear from me, you're tugging at my shirt sleeve. Hey, hey, hey. And so that's good. That's good. You're reminding me of things that I need to do or the things that you're doing and you need an answer on. And that's that. First of all, the fact that you guys are doing things says a whole lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Too many of these companies out there are more than willing to take your money and they don't do anything. And in your case, you've done a very good job for me. Okay, you really have.
So lastly, like anything about your project manager, anything special you want to mention or?
Well, be done. All the different things that you guys offer. That was what I say. So now here's all the things that we can do for you. Okay. And how would we go about doing it? How would we initiate doing something like that? And your expertise in websites and in promoting a website, here are the things that you as my client need to understand about promoting a website and getting it from point A to point B. Okay. And say, these are things that we do, or we can do, and at what stage should we do these things, okay? And put someone into a program where they start off, we're going to start off doing this, okay? And then within 3 months, we're going to add this. After another 3 months, this is, so it's like a program that you're stepping up each time and taking that person to another level. And we do 2 things to improve the websites for guys like me that need to have someone push them, okay? And at the same time, it creates more opportunity for you guys. Because I think a lot of the things that you're capable of doing, I'm not capable of doing, or I don't have the time to study to be good enough to do those things. And so those are type of things that, probably need to be done. I mean, and this stuff, some of the stuff that needs to be done is really below your expertise. So maybe you guys need to have underneath you people who will just like, change the pricing on that website. Okay. So you have someone who's working for you. Maybe they're just starting off, and so you hire them. And this is Nida Lighting's website. I want you to go in and raise the pricing on everything by 20%. So they go in and they start changing pricing and jacking the pricing on everything automatically. Because I got 500 items sitting on that website.
Okay.
I just don't have time to sit there and bring each one of them up, change the price. But someone else who's a lot better than I am or quicker than I am could probably go through those a lot quicker. So those type of things that, if I knew you can do those things for me and how you go about doing it and what it's going to cost me to do those would be something I think that, that I would look to do. Okay.
Okay. Well,
and don't say, well, that what you expect me to do, because you know how I am. I'm probably not going to do it anyway. So I will. I try. I do try, and just like the taglines that you send out to me. First of all, that's something that no one else ever did. Okay, so kudos to you. At the same time, there is a difference in what you guys know about Americans and what we and how we really are. So when you guys do a tagline and you're looking at something, for example, either you don't know the holiday business because that's not your business, it's not, or you don't understand Americans to the extent that we don't understand you. Okay. And so sometimes, for example, a very simple one, when you did the tagline on college students buying Christmas lighting. Okay. Now, college students, they're not into Christmas lighting. No. They're into buying Christmas lights so they can use for a party.
Mhm.
So they can have a big party and buy a keg of beer.
Yes.
and party. That's what they're into. They're at Christmas time, most of them go home. Colleges shut down for a couple of weeks at least, and those kids all go home. They're not hanging around and having parties then. They're trying to finish up their exams and then go home. So
Yes.
from our standpoint, that's when we promote lighting to college students, we have to promote them as hey, we're going to have a party. Where can we get some lighting? That's what, something that's easy. Hey, we need lighting for this party we're having. Okay, well, we can get some Christmas lighting, or we can get some rope lighting, or we can get something else from Nida Lighting. And so that's the kind of things that.
Yes, so like that is why it is our duty to share the content with you, and if you want it if you want it rectified, so we rectify it like a number of times. Till the time you don't feel it's appropriate for your business, we will write for you, of course.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing that from my side is, I need to make sure that when I tell you don't do this, it's so that that even though that the target customer that we're looking at, for example, the college students, we have to tweak that, because they're not looking at lighting as Christmas lighting. They're strictly looking at specialty. Let's call it specialty lighting. They're looking for cheap. College students are looking for cheap lighting.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing that might be a place for us to unload a lot of incandescent lights that are cheap. They don't care. If they get a party and the lights stay lit for the party, and then after that they don't care. So those are type of things that I need to take a look at. It needs to say when you send me those taglines, or you send me something along those lines, we make adjustments. The adjustment that you made on that giant tree and went with a paramount tree, that was very astute on your part, whoever did that. People found those paramount trees and promoted that. That's good. Okay. So anyway, overall, I've been really happy. I haven't looked at the search engine optimization listing in the last month or so, but I look at those when they come in, and I'll take a look at them, and I'll go to Google. And I'll go down that list and see, okay, where are we on this? Okay, because that list may be one thing, but is that list accurate? And the truth of the matter is, the progression, the positioning on my website has continued to improve. Okay, it really has. So compared to everybody else, you guys are rock stars.
Thank you, Dean. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dean. Thank you for sparing time for us again. I know it's Monday and you are overloaded with work, but again, you have taken some time for us. Yeah. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.